So I wanted to talk about Rodgers. He did sign his contract now. He is officially going to be the starting quarterback again for this year for the Steelers. But he did also say that this is going to be his last year. This is his last year. After this year, he is done with. I want to know, Daniel Flores, sir, this is your team. What does this mean for the Steelers?
And just like that, I'm all in. We're winning the Super Bowl. No, I'm kidding.
Do it for
No, man,
Aaron.
we're doing it for Aaron, and so being a Steelers fan, of course, you appreciate from afar. So I had Big Ben for a while. So that's my quarterback, right? I grew up with Big Ben. I watched Big Ben. I saw him win. I saw him lose. I saw him retire. I cried. Like it was a whole full circle with Big Ben. Now Aaron Rodgers, low key, has always been one of my favorite players, even though he beat us in the Super Bowl, and that one hurt so much because he beat out one of my favorite players, which was Troy Polamalu on one of the fades, and I believe it was Jordy Nelson, along with a fumble by Mendenhall. And anyways, I don't want to talk about Super Bowl 43, but
Trauma.
anyways, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was a tough one, but everybody says it. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the better ball throwers of all time. Now, the yards, the Super Bowls, I of course is not up to par because the Packers never um truly ever gave him a good supporting cast. And I say that like kind of because he did have Devontae Adams, he did have Jordy Nelson, he did have, yeah, I know that, but
Donald Driver.
Donald Driver, I know that, but it just never, they never took the next step needed in order to kind of just give him a full compliment, or they never truly addressed. I don't think they ever drafted a receiver to be the number one for like, I think Aaron's tenure. A lot of it was kind of like in-house, self-improved
It was the year after that they finally did it with Matthew Golden.
with Golden. Correct,
Mhm.
correct. So Aaron Rodgers, to me, he did more with less. And I mean, this guy can absolutely just throw the ball. When he went to the Jets, if I'm not mistaken, he won the MVP the year before, didn't he?
Two years before that.
Or it was 2 years before?
2 years before that, because the year
But
before that, when he was with Green Bay,
the
it wasn't
pack
very good. Yeah,
no, that's the year that they started off slow and then they eventually made the playoffs, and then
yeah,
then they
it
I
wasn't a
think I
very
think
good
they
year. But I
yeah,
could double check that.
yeah, so I if I'm not mistaken, I mean, he was still a very capable quarterback. Of course, getting older, so he's not as mobile. That was part of his game as well. So when he went to the Jets, that and then the Achilles and kind of getting back from that. Um,
He
so
won in
him
21. He came to us, I believe, 23. So
in
it was
23,
2 years
with
removed.
two
He
years,
was
2 years
right
removed.
there though.
I mean, that's 2 years removed, and I mean, one of the greatest ball throwers.
Hmm.
Um, but him with the Steelers, like I've said it a bunch of times, because of him, I think we won more than we lost. Um, this is just going to be kind of like another season where the Steelers just going to go through the motions, win a really, really like good games against really good opponents. Are the Steelers able to maintain this? It's going to kind of be a little bit more of the same. Um, but as a Steelers fan, I'm happy, but I'm not happy just because I am dying for change. I am dying for give me a future to look forward to. We're kind of just stuck in mid. Um, and I understand that, yeah, maybe there is no better option out there with the current construction of the roster that is old and ready to compete, right? Aaron Rodgers is still your better option. But at some point we did have to see what Will Howard and like I wanted to see. I know what Mason Rudolph is going to give me other than Christmas gifts, but I know what he's going to give me, but I wanted to see what the young guns have. And Mike McCarthy, he is the quarterback whisperer, so I was kind of curious to see where that was going to go, but having Aaron for one more year, it's just going to be another one of like, hey, let's just see what we can do, and YOLO, the fandom is going to hit, and like I said, YOLO, we're going to win the Super Bowl. I don't care.
Omar.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I wrote something down again. Dear Pittsburgh,
Dear Pittsburgh.
you're definitely paying for one last ride. If he wins, everybody calls it smart. If he looks old, people are going to say the Steelers wasted another year instead of building for the future. And that is my address to the Steeler Nation.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's
I
that's
like it.
been the story the last 6 years, I think.
That's a nice little haiku.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So, what I want to do is I want to point out just since this is his last year, I want to say that no matter how you feel about him as a person, obviously he doesn't rub everyone the right way. It's his
Hmm.
play is undeniable. Absolutely undeniable. He has been easily one of the best quarterbacks in history. I'm not going to say he's number one, but you cannot tell me that he's not in the conversation of just top 10. Like and he did this while having to sit about 4 years behind Brett Favre. So imagine if he had that 4 year head start on top of that, where he would be on some of these lists. So he's fifth in passing yards with 66,000. He's fourth in passing touchdowns with 527. And he can also move up to third because Peyton Manning has 539. So if he throws for 13 more touchdowns, then he's going to be number three. He's first in touchdown to interception ratio, which doesn't get spoken about a lot, where he just takes
Oh.
care of the ball so much. He's 4.28 with his ratio, so 4 touchdowns to one interception, which is insane when you think about all the throws that he's had in his career. And then he's
Hmm.
fifth in wins with 166, but he can move up to fourth, who currently right now is Drew Brees at 172. So he needs 7 wins this year, which is typically around the Steelers' range. So he
Yeah.
should be able to
He'll
get
get
that. So
10.
you're right, right. So he should be able to get that. And so possibly moving up to fourth in wins and then possibly moving up to third and passing touchdowns. Hell of a career, man. Absolutely hell of a career.
Hmm.
As if I'm putting my mind in the Steelers front office, my assumption is obviously he's the best option out of all the quarterbacks available. He was here last year, so he also has the understanding of how we work here. It kind of just makes sense. Let's bring him here for one more year. We also did just bring in another weapon. We got DK for him last year. We also brought in Michael Pittman for him this year. We got another very capable running back in Rico Daddle, who had some absolutely crazy flashes last year. So you pair him up with a Jalen Warren. They shored up the line a little bit in that draft. We're going to see how that holds up throughout the rest of the career, because his biggest issue for last year was being able to take some of those hits at this age. Very understandable. So you have to be able to protect him. But if you're able to protect him, I mean, we seen what he could do. We saw him in the icy hot bowl last year. Him and
Yeah.
Joe Flacco absolutely slinging it all around the field. Like
Yep.
he still got it, man, and he's doing it with a flick of the wrist. The arm strength is still there. The mindset is obviously still there. So I understand for the Steelers what their mindset was with bringing him in. I think that it makes sense for the Steelers. If I'm the Steelers, I would have did that too. And thankfully, I don't know if this was planned ahead of time, but thankfully he said it now. This is my last year. This takes away all the questions. This takes away all the wondering throughout the offseason, which, as somebody that was a Jets fan, we had him on the team for 2 years. It's always, well, what is he going to do? Like, is he actually going to come back? Is he not going to come back? Is he committed? He's not committed. That takes all that out the way. You could just focus on ball for the rest of the offseason. Focus on ball for the rest of the season. They're not going to hammer him with questions. This is your last year? Is this not? Like, they could just focus on what happened in the game. So I think this is definitely good news for the Steelers. And then, after this year, we're 100% committed into the future. And
Yep.
as a Steelers fan, I would assume that must feel absolutely amazing.
Liberating. It feels liberating, honestly.